Hello again, everyone. Edwin Leonard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about zodiac sign compatibility between Sagittarius and Pisces. And yes, it does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant for both people. Well, they are incompatible by sign. They are square by sign. Sagittarius is a masculine sign, which suggests extroversion and gregariousness. Pisces is a feminine sign, which suggests introversion. Pisces could be very strongly about solitude and seclusion. They could be very private. Pisces can also be very mysterious and sometimes even ambiguous and enigmatic. And Sagittarius is basically like an open book. I mean, when you see, you pretty much know where you stand with Sagittarius due to their often frank, blunt, and outspoken nature. And that's only one of the number of disparities that exist between these two signs. Now, Sagittarius could be very strongly about the outdoors, and Sagittarius could be very sports-minded as well, and Pisces generally not as such. But Sagittarius also can have very strong vitality and be very energetic, being a fire sign. And Pisces is really, in contrast, could be a little bit more lethargic on average, or not really. Their energy level generally isn't going to meet up to Sagittarius levels. So that's another thing as well that I think is important to look at. Sagittarius is also can be very freedom loving and very independent, while you have Pisces is a little bit more a little bit more clingy maybe. Sagittarius might feel that Pisces might be a little bit, if this is a significant other romantic sexual relationship, that Pisces might be a bit more attached to Sagittarius than Sagittarius would like. Now, the thing too is that Sagittarius, being a masculine sign, could be very optimistic, and Sagittarius by nature is really out of all the signs could very well be the most optimistic, the most expansive of all signs. And Pisces could be a little bit negative and more pessimistic, and Pisces may not always have the best influence on Sagittarius. However, even when you have two signs that are incompatible, there can be some positive in the connection with them. So you look at Sagittarius, you see Pisces could be rather impressionable. But Sagittarius, with that expansive optimism that they have, that might actually rub off on Pisces. In some ways you could have some positive with the connection with these. These two signs also are both mutable signs, which suggests adaptability. And these two signs can be rather easygoing. You may have some disputes in the relationship because they are square by sign. Pisces really, it can be rather sensitive. Sagittarius can be, because of their bluntness and being very forthright, they might sometimes inadvertently hurt the Pisces feelings. So that is something where they may have disputes on the way each may talk to one another, because Sagittarius is looking for the unbridled truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so to speak. And Pisces sometimes will be deceptive, not to necessarily be malicious or anything, but Pisces will often maybe say something in a way where they don't want to hurt the other person's feelings, where Sagittarius will often want to hear the truth, whether it could be hurtful perhaps or not. But the thing is, looking at these two signs, both of them being ruled by Jupiter, well, both of these people can see the best in circumstances and in situations, and they often have the proclivity to make the best out of them. So they do have that in common. Now, as far as in the bedroom, so to speak, well, the thing is, on the positive end, well, Sagittarius might look at Pisces, they're being imaginative in the bedroom, and that could be perhaps a positive. And Sagittarius can be like that, is that explorer, and could be about exploration in the bedroom and adventurous, and that could be what Pisces may like in Sagittarius. But the thing is that Pisces might see Sagittarius as superficial to some degree in the bedroom. They might want a more, as far as a deeper emotional rapport. And Sagittarius may even sense that he or she can't always provide that for Pisces. So that is something where I think you can have that conflict in as far as in the bedroom goes. And another thing too is that when you look at this, Sagittarius being a fire sign can often be strongly about leadership, and Pisces can incline to a more subservient or subordinate type position. Pisces could be willing to be able to do what Sagittarius wants, and Sagittarius taking the lead or command in that relationship pretty much. Now, I think also that Sagittarius can encourage Pisces dreams and can give some exuberance to them, and try to get Pisces to follow up on them rather than just dreaming about things they want to do. And the thing is too is that I think Pisces is one also that on the positive end, what they can do for Sag, maybe give Sag a little bit more feeling and more and add more, shown about with compassion a little bit more. Don't get me wrong, Sagittarius, I'm sure many instances can have a lot of compassion, but most people aren't going to have as much as Pisces, and Pisces can give Sagittarius maybe a little bit more. Well, anyway, people, it's also important to look at the aspect, if any, that is made between these energies, as this could indicate perhaps a little better compatibility than otherwise indicated, or perhaps not as much. Well, in many instances, you will have a square aspect take place between the energies of these people. Let's say, for example, one person has the sun, moon, or ascendant in Sagittarius at 11 degrees, and the other person has the sun, moon, or ascendant in Pisces at 14 degrees. Well, that would form a square aspect, which could be adverse or adversarial. They're already square by sign, so they are incompatible by sign, but if you have the square aspect as well, this could add even a little bit more tension, a little bit more conflict and challenges in the relationship than otherwise indicated, and which would be a little bit more even than it is. There's already challenges in it, but then you may have a little bit more, I believe, with the square aspect in addition to the basic and general interpretation of the compatibility of these people. Well, also, on the positive side, you can have an out-of-sign sextile aspect take place between the energies of these people. Let's say, for example, one person has the sun, moon, or ascendant in Sagittarius at 29 degrees, and the other person has the sun, moon, or ascendant in Pisces at 2 degrees. Well, that would form an out-of-sign sextile aspect, which could be positive and auspicious and could give a little bit more harmony and a little more flow to the relationship than otherwise indicated by the basic compatibility interpretation. Keep in mind, however, that they are still square by sign. They're still incompatible by sign, so you've got to factor that into the equation as well. Well, you could also have an out-of-sign trine aspect take place between the energies of these people. Let's say, for example, one person has the sun, moon, or ascendant in Sagittarius at 1 degree, and the other person has the sun, moon, or ascendant in Pisces at 29 degrees. Well, that would form an out-of-sign trine aspect, like the sextile, can be positive and auspicious and give a little better harmony and flow to the relationship than otherwise indicated. These people may be able to work through their disparities a little bit better than indicated by the general compatibility interpretation. Keep in mind, however, that they are still incompatible by sign, that they are square by sign or 3 signs apart from each other. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for zodiac sign compatibility between Sagittarius and Pisces. And stay tuned next time, where I will be talking about zodiac sign compatibility between Capricorn and another Capricorn. 2 things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person astrologically speaking based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.